I'm Lizzie. I'm encouraging people to join me in making beautiful things for this festive time to lift your spirits, to bring yourself a little bit of cheer and a little bit of brightness, and maybe even make beautiful presents for people you love as well. Bring some delight into your life with some folding. So I'm bringing along, I just love this, it's called the Star Bowl. So it's from Florence Temko, and from one piece of paper we can make this beautiful starlight bowl, and I just love the shape of it, the way it produces the light, and I hope this will be something really special. So I'm going to show you from just normal A4 paper. If you have any yellow, it is really nice, but obviously you can just use any paper that you have. I hope you're going to enjoy this. It'll be a lovely little journey. It's like a little series of patterns that you can get lost in. So I'm going to bring this round, and hopefully this will bring you a little bit of cheer. So I'm going to grab the board, something to press on, and grab a piece of paper. That's right, and I'm going to direct the camera down and show you how to make a star bowl of your very own. Here goes. So first of all, we're going to make a square. So whatever paper you have, this is really simple principle how to make a square. So if you take a corner and you line it up along one edge, you could also use something like wrapping paper or magazines, anything. I have rather like the yellow because it looks so beautiful, like such a lovely decoration. So I've lined up nice and carefully right through the tip as well. It's about giving it that attention and care, and actually when you're doing that you're slowing yourself down. I think you're also giving yourself that attention and care as well. So next we have to remove this rectangle. So if you turn it over and if you bring this back, keep it in a nice straight line. Looks a bit like a Robin Hood's hat at this point, but what we're doing is making a square. So give good strong folds. When you're folding, you're also releasing a bit of tension, and it will make it all work so well. It's what gives it the strength, is the folds. So if you've made a good strong line, then you should be able to just do a little tiny nip there and tear it off. And hopefully these films will allow you to choose what looks of interest to you, and you can always pause and rewind and do it in your own time. So we've done one diagonal line. If we next do the other diagonal line, and I think with origami it's very soothing because you just slowly and carefully spending time with a piece of paper. It's a natural material and it holds those marks that we make. That's it. That's the basis of so much of our culture, has been paper. There we go. So we've done those diagonals. Now next, if you turn it over to the other side, and it looks like a lovely tent, we're going to do a horizontal and a vertical. So this is one of many what's called bases. So with origami you'll find that they often start off in a similar way and then they can go off in different directions. It's like a whole little journey. Always starts with folding a piece of paper and continues. So it can be simple or complex. It's all beautiful in its own right. So we've done our horizontal line, and next we'll do the other line. That's it. Right, these are something I just love looking at. They're so beautiful. Open it up. Right, so you should be able to, if you turn it over again actually, you should be able to just push all the pieces together and it makes a square. Now if you're finding it's a triangle, then you've got it the wrong way round. So if I had it the other way round, it'd be a triangle. We don't want a triangle. Pop the inside the other way up and it should all just squash together to make a square, as you can see. So it's a square with different sort of leaves, little different pages. And what we're going to do is take one of these little leaves, one of these pages, and if you put your finger in and squash it down and keep it all in a nice straight line, keep all those tips all nice and together. It's all about that attention to detail, which I'm sure you all do with your work as well, but it's nice to feel that you can get things right. It's satisfying. It's one of those guilty pleasures we rarely mention, that we like to get things neat and tidy. And then if you turn to the back, and the same thing. And I think also it's particularly relevant to well-being, because we feel stressed when things are out of our control, and actually making something that's very beautiful and tidy really brings back a feeling of calm, that you can make a difference, which of course we can all make a difference. That's it. So it's like little leaves of a book, and then you can turn over to another side, got another flap. And so we're doing this on all the sides. Again, put your finger into that little pocket, squeeze it down. So I've got quite a few different festivals, because, well, I've got rather excited about this time of year, really. A chance to do some making, and I thought I'd make a box of things for my parents to send to them. And I love decorating anyway. You could probably see I have fairy lights up. I'm afraid I have them all year round, because I think we need that sparkle all the time. Again, putting your finger in, and because it makes a difference, I think light and colour, that's our primary sense for most of us, isn't it? This is also about touch, and I think that's something else that we're missing at this time. Right, if you have a pair of scissors, I would really recommend using them, actually. So what we're going to do is turn this into an octagon. So we're going to get rid of all these points. Now, if you haven't got scissors, you can push them in. But I think this overall works better if you trim off these pieces. So I reckon you'll have a pair of scissors somewhere. So simply cut them off. There's something quite enjoyable about cutting too. Yay. So now this is a lovely octagon inside there. So our next step is to take a side and fold it to that middle line. Slightly reminds me of a butterfly at this point. And the same thing on the other side. And you know, these films could be something to just watch if you wish, but I always recommend giving things a go. Why not? What have we got to lose? It's about being kind and patient. I have to say, I felt I couldn't do origami, but it was a patient who asked me to learn and to pass it on. And since she obviously thought I'd be able to do it, then, well, I felt I had to, in a good way. So we're going to do this as sort of pairs. So if you leaf through to another side, again, you've got pairs. So if you, again, I'm not sure how exact I'm being because I'm doing it to camera, but new skills in this time. And hopefully you've all been learning how you can work remote and have meetings in this way too, but it allows us to still be close, doesn't it? There we go. And again, leafing through, I think I've got another double page there. So again, so there's quite a sort of repetition and a pattern as well, which I think is very soothing as well. You start to get to know what you're doing. So each time you're doing this as a little pair, and I think I've got one last pair here. Again, taking the sides and folding in a straight line to the middle, like so. I recommend you do this on a flat surface. It's much easier that way. There we go. Right, this is quite fun because you'll end up kind of opening up again. So at the moment it's all closed up and there's not a lot you can do with it. So we're going to open the entire thing and it becomes such a beautiful sculpture. So I'm opening everything up, all those little flaps. Get lost in these beautiful patterns. Wow. And you should be able to open up the entire thing. It looks like a flower or a parachute. Isn't that beautiful? And so what we're going to do, can you see there's a sort of a diamond shape here? I want you to fold that inwards and you can close it up. Well, basically we're going to do this on each of these little sides. We're folding them inwards. That's it. So I guess I'm sort of reversing the direction a bit there, but you're not adding any extra lines. You've already got these lines and pushing them in. It will allow you to fold it up, you'll see in a moment, but first of all I'm just getting this direction. And as I said, be very kind on yourself, as it takes courage to try something new, so don't give up. It's about your resilience and sense of fun as well. I think most of all, creativity is allowing yourself to have fun. It's about the process, it's not about the final result, and it's about that it does give you time. Isn't that a lovely thing already? So next, wow, we're going to fold it up again. So we're going to flatten it. So all I'm doing, hopefully, she says, is that you should start to be able to, thinking how to explain this well. You should, maybe if you start on one side and you can sort of close it up as you go along. So I'm just going from one to another, and it will close up. It's all rather mind-boggling, isn't it? Origami is quite amazing. It can be as simple and complex as you want, but this is a lovely one. Can you see it has now all folded up? There's not too many more steps to it, so you're doing really well. So we've got these sort of sides which are up here. What I want you to do is take the bit that's sticking up and fold it down in a flat line. Can you see? We're not far off. You're doing great. I think it's worth the effort, this one. Perseverance, most of all what origami is about. So turning the page, and that you're giving yourself this time to do this. There we go. Folding and just enjoying these gorgeous patterns and shapes and structures. And this thing at the moment is all flat, but in just a moment it's going to open up into a three-dimensional bowl. And just go to any of these flaps here. It's also paper engineering. Quite a lot of origamists are engineers or architects. It's a physical thing, but I think doing something physical is just so pleasing, especially in these times when we can be a little bit stuck. It can feel like we're not getting that same freedom. So to actually create something yourself is very satisfying. And everyone has paper at home. We've used just normal paper, a pair of scissors at one point. That's it really, isn't it? And most of all being giving yourself that opportunity. Again, leaping through to another side and folding it down like so. We're almost there. I guess there's 8 sides, aren't there? Quite a few sides. That's what makes it beautiful as a star. One time I encouraged doodling with patients as well, and someone doodled a star and explained everybody's a star. You may not feel like it, but to somebody you are a star. I think of that every time with stars. You are a star. We all are. Great, we're almost there. So it should look like this. I would recommend that we also take this point and fold it up here in half. And then after that, we've got the fun of just opening it up. Might feel a bit stiff, but it will help give it a little base later on. Oh, it's very thick now. There we go. And then unfolding it. Right, the fun begins. So you have made your little star pot. How to open it up? Well, it's all kind of flattened together, but you can gently put your finger in the middle. Needs a little bit of opening up. It's almost the joy of opening something, opening presents, hey? More of that's remembering fun pleasures as a child. It's less fun, isn't it, as a adult? You've got to go and find all those presents, which is a little bit hard at the moment, but maybe making these could be a really lovely thing to do. So I'm opening it up, and what I'm going to do is start to put my fingers in the middle and gently start to pull it out at the sides. Can you see? I'm pulling it slightly, and I'm flattening the bottom of this, and just work your way round. It's almost a bit like a flower from the bottom as well. In the summer we made a daisy awards. It looks a little bit like that, I'm thinking. And you'll find if there's any bits that are tucked up, then it will have an effect on the star. I can't see what's happening on the other side. There we go. Oh, so isn't that a beautiful thing? I hope you've managed to make your own star and enjoy. You could do them different sizes, stack them up, put them around. I think it already looks very decorative, doesn't it? I hope you've enjoyed that fold, and there's plenty more. This is a harder one, but there are much simpler ones as well. Thank you.